While the U.S. is busy sending mixed signals, the rest of the world is moving on without us. India and the European Union signed a trade deal. A trade deal they've been working on for 20 years. So why'd they do it now? Canada and China signed a trade deal. So why is this happening now? It's because of shifting global alignments, folks, driven by the aggressive, unpredictable trade policies and tariff rants led by our current administration. This uncertainty being created by the U.S. is forcing other nations to stop thinking and waiting about trade deals and actually making decisions, removing uncertainty. This is what these trade deals brings to these other economic powers. The governments involved can now plan their economy and their economic policy. Their private businesses can now invest and expand their businesses with more predictability, less uncertainty. They can all lock in their supply chains. Markets love that. Not because it's perfect, but because it's predictable. So before I move on, hit those reaction buttons. Subscribe to my channels like Substack and YouTube. So now let's talk about what the U.S. did in the last 2 weeks to bring uncertainty or certainty to global economics. We threatened higher tariffs on the EU, and then a week later we backed down from them. That hissy fit was over the EU's position about the U.S. acquiring Greenland. At the same time, the U.S. was sending mixed messages about the Canadian-China deal. One day we are congratulating China over it. The next day he's threatening to shut down Canadian trade if they sign a deal with China. So what is it? How are we going to plan for it? Here's a clip I did last week about Trump and Canada signing a deal with China. President of the United States posted on Saturday. He says that if Canada signs a trade agreement with China, he's going to impose a 100% tariff on all goods we import from Canada. These impulsive, ill-conceived economic responses to those Canadian and China deal and the EU-Indian deal, they're not economic policy. They are economic whiplash. When there's policy whiplash, businesses freeze. They can't plan. Planning becomes guesswork. U.S. businesses, they reconsider their new hiring plan and their current headcount. Supply chains weaken. Costs can go up. Like I said last week, businesses can price in risk and plan for risk, but not uncertainty. When there's uncertainty and the rules are not clear, profits swing more. Forecasting becomes more difficult. Treasury yields can rise, increasing the expense we pay from our tax dollars on our national debt. It puts a damper on the employment market. Nobody knows whether or not to hire because they don't know what their markets and profits are going to be. It can lead the U.S. economy go into a protection type mode instead of an expansion mode. The rest of the world is signing verifiable deals. They are creating their own stability. They are planning without us. This isn't a political video. It's about the mechanics of the global market. It's how it works. So if you want to know more about how economic policy and political bullshit impacts you, subscribe to my channels. I promise, no jargon, just the straight, simplistic truth. It's all about knowledge over rolling your eyes and confusion created by the talking head. Econ without the ego. Links are below in the comments.